In this video, I'm going to go over the top 6 gated retirement communities in Phoenix, and specifically the West Valley of Phoenix. I'm going to count these communities down from 6 all the way down to number 1. Now, the order that these got put in was just based on the communities that I like. So number 1 being my favorite, number 6 being my least favorite. They're all nice, but I can have my opinion. So each community, I am going to share with you the average sales price of homes in 2024. We're going to talk about the amenities, where they're located, and everything you might need to know about each of these communities. Starting off with number 6, and that is the community of Cantamia, which is located in Goodyear, Arizona, and specifically the very southern part of Goodyear called Cordella Mountain. So that's a large subdivision or master plan community in Goodyear, and at the very south end of it is Cantamia, which is a gated retirement community. The location is typically the largest deterrent for Cantamia, just because it's while it might be in that master plan community and there's shopping as far as groceries and a couple dining options right in the area, it's not near any other larger shopping. But it does have some of the nicest views of mountains, I think, of all the communities we'll talk about today. So that's something I do like about it. Now, I chose this community as number 6 for me personally because it does not have a golf course, and it's the only one that we're gonna go over today that does not have a golf course. However, there is a golf course probably 5 minutes down the road, so you're close by that at least. Now, this community does have some lakes throughout the community that are nice to look at, and what's also unique about Cantamia is they are still building homes in Cantamia. Now, they started building in 2010, and they're nearing closeout of the community, which is going to be a total of 1,700 homes. Last year, there was 67 sold homes, ranging in value from $370 all the way up to $650,000, with an average price point of $467,000. And the size of homes range anywhere from 1,100 square feet all the way up to 2,800 square feet. And this community has 2 gates. You have the one main guard gated, and then there's one other resident gate. Now, the community does feature a 29,000 square foot rec center, but there's just one, and based on the size of the community, just 1,700 home sites, it makes sense. So some of the other nice things about Cantamia, as I mentioned, beautiful views of the Australia mountains and smaller little foothill mountains. So if you're someone that likes to mountain bike, there's some great trails nearby, great hiking trails just outside the community. And it's kind of tucked back in there, so it's a little bit quieter than some of the other ones, but that is number 6. Number 5 is Sun Village in Surprise, which is directly northwest of downtown Phoenix. Now, Sun Village is quite close to the Grand, or Sun City Grand as it used to be known, and Sun City West, so it's kind of near that. Some people drive by and don't even notice it. There is one main entrance, guard gated off of Bell Road, and then there's one other resident entrance on kind of the back end of the community. Now, Sun Village, out of all the 6 I'm talking about today, is the oldest, and it also has the cheapest prices, and it has a couple different options as far as home types within the community. So just last year, there was 87 homes sold, ranging in value from $163,000 all the way up to $550,000. The size of homes is as small as 600 square feet all the way up to 2,400 square feet. And as I mentioned, some of those are condo style or twin home style homes. So that's something that's unique about Sun Village. And so the average price we saw last year of homes sold was $315,000. Now, in this community, it also is the smallest community. There's 1,382 home sites total. It's completely built out. It started building in 1985 and completed in 1995 with 3 different builders. The rec center there is about a 47,000 square foot facility and has all the amenities that any retirement community would. So that's nice. But it does have the least resort-like feel to it. But again, it's close by Surprise. I mean, you're in the heart of Surprise. So if you want to go to spring training, it's just across the way from there. All the shopping and dining you'll ever need, you could walk to if you wanted. It's that close. The other thing that's nice about Sun Village is it does have an 18-hole walking-only par 3 golf course. So if you want to do a little bit of golfing, they do have that within the community. Number 4 brings us to Pebble Creek, which is located in Goodyear, just like number 6 that we went over was Cantamia. However, this one is just off the Interstate 10, so it's not as far off of the road for most people. And Pebble Creek is actually the largest retirement community that I'm going to talk about today, with a total of 6,500 home sites at the build out. So this is also a community that they're still finalizing the build on. There's not very many lots left, so I don't know if this year is the final year they're going to be done building, but they started building in 1993, and you'll see that on the east side of the community. That's kind of where the older homes are, and then they started expanding into the west side. Now there is 95+%, probably more than that, are single family homes. There's a small couple sections where they have the twin homes or duplex style, where you have an attached wall with the neighbor. Typically the garage wall is shared. So a couple different options there. Now last year in 2024, we saw an average sales price of $581,000. So homes ranging in price from $280,000 all the way up to $1.5 million. And the square footage size you'll find in Pebble Creek is anywhere from 1,100 square feet all the way up to 3,600. So very large range. Now what's nice about Pebble Creek is they do have, like I mentioned, the one side on the east is a little bit older, and then on the west side is kind of the newer side. So you do have two different large main rec centers with all the amenities you'll need. And then also Pebble Creek is the only one on the list today that has 3 different golf courses. So 3 18-hole golf courses within the community. So if you're somebody that likes to golf and doesn't want to have to leave your community, Pebble Creek definitely is a great option for you. And as I mentioned, it's right in the heart of Goodyear, so just outside the community, within 5-10 minutes, you can go to pretty much all the shopping and dining you'll need. And that is definitely a big draw for a lot of people. And also the age of some of the newer side of Pebble Creek draws people to the community as well. And Pebble Creek also does have 7 entrances into the community, 2 of them being guard gated and the rest being the residence entrances only. And also Pebble Creek is just one of 2 of the communities I'll talk about today that has a softball field in the community. So they have softball leagues as well, if that's something that you're interested in. Number 3 brings us to Arizona Traditions, which is directly west of the number 5 community I talked about, Sun Village. So this one is tucked in between kind of Sun City Grand or the Grand and some of the non-age restricted parts of Surprise. Just outside the community, you have all your grocery stores and dining close by. You're close to the Loop 303 for any freeway access. Now, Arizona Traditions was built from 1997, and the newest homes were built in 2013. And there's a total of 1,768 homes. They have 3 rec centers there, the largest one being a 20,000 square foot center. There's 3 pools in the community. This one also has a softball field. Now there's 4 gates into the community. Just one of them is the guard gated, the rest are just the residence entrance. Last year in 2024, there was 87 homes sold, ranging in price from $300,000 up to $588,000, which brings us to the average price sold last year of $404,000. Size of homes in Arizona Traditions ranges from 1,100 all the way up to 2,400. So not the biggest span of homes, but I think Arizona Traditions is kind of an underrated community. It's got a small, tight-knit community feel, but it has all of the amenities that any of these larger retirement communities have. Number 2 is Cordella in Sun City West. The reason I chose this and put it where it is at my number 2 spot is I really like the location. You're right off the Loop 303 freeway, so if you need to get around town, that's right out the back gate. Also, you're about 10 minutes from all of the shopping and dining that northern Peoria has to offer, and that seems to be very desirable for a lot of people. Now, Cordella, they constructed from 2003 to 2007. There's 1,650 home sites total, 12 different floor plans. In the community, they have 1 18-hole golf course, 1 main rec center, super nice restaurant, Bella Vista. Now, last year in 2024, there was 76 homes sold, ranging in price from $375,000 all the way up to $989,000, with an average sales price of $597,000. And the square footage of these homes range anywhere from 1,100 to just over 3,000 square feet. So kind of a wide spread depending on what you're looking for. But Cordella also has a little bit different of an age requirement for the community. So depending on where you're at, if you're not quite 55, Cordella could be a good option for you. Before I get to my number 1 pick for today, please please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment below or reach out directly to me. My number one pick for the top gated retirement community is Trilogy at Vistancia in Peoria. Now, after looking at this, I know why I chose this community. It's because I like the feel of this community the most. What I like about it is its tree and grass-lined streets, which seems basic, but that's what I like. I think the amenities, the rec centers, they're resort style, but I think there's other communities, Pebble Creek, Cordella, that are comparable as far as the style and upgrades of the community rec centers. So I didn't really gravitate towards that. I just like the feel of it. And of course, this happens to be the highest average sales price community. So like a lot of people, we're attracted to the highest price things. Now last year in 2024, we saw an average sales price of $715,000, ranging anywhere as low as the mid 400s all the way up to 1.3 million. Now the home sites in Trilogy range anywhere from 1,200 square feet up to 3,600 square feet. So a large spread there. There's 5,450 home sites in the community. They're not building anymore. They completed build a little over a year ago, but they started building in 2004 and then completed in 2024. Trilogy, it's located in the master plan community of Vistancia, which there's a lot of growth happening there, a lot of good shopping and retail and dining coming into the area, which was something people didn't like about it. They had to drive 15 or so minutes to the other parts of Peoria to go to the shopping, which isn't too bad. But it's also right off the 303 freeway, so great access if you need to get around town. Wrapping up my top 6 gated retirement communities. Now I will say there is other retirement communities, of course, but also there's other retirement communities that have gated sections of the community. The difference being the 6 I covered today, the entire community is fully gated. A few examples of other communities that have gated sections, but the whole community isn't gated. Westbrook Village in Peoria, we have Asante and Surprise, Victory at Verado. Those all have gated sections, but the entire community is not gated. So wanted to be sure to point that out to you. If you have any further questions about any of these communities or really any community in the greater Phoenix area, maybe you're curious about the amenities or costs associated, feel free to reach out to me. You're not bugging me. If you have any questions, my information is below, so you can call, text, or email me, and I would love to help you out. And thanks so much for watching this video.